Thanks for watching SNN, the Suncoast News Network.
Okay. And welcome back to SNN, the Suncoast News Network. I'm Eric Wilson, filling in for Don Brennan. President Biden addressing the International Association of Firefighters today in Washington. While it was not a campaign event, the president touched on the 2024 themes. This on the heels of weekend speeches by former President Trump and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who are both expected to make appearances in their first GOP caucus state of Iowa. NBC's Alice Barr has the latest from Washington.
An escalating war of words today, with China now accusing the U.S. of disinformation over warnings the country is considering supplying Russia with artillery and ammunition for its war in Ukraine. The director of the CIA saying he's confident China is considering the move, while other top officials stress it hasn't happened yet.
Their weapons would in effect be used for the slaughter of people in Ukraine. So I think it would be ill-advised for China to move forward.
Analysts say the U.S. is trying to publicly warn China off of what would be a serious game changer in the Russian invasion.
There would be global ramifications if they decided to support Russia with lethal arms.
It comes as China proposed a peace plan that the U.S. and allies say is too favorable to Russia, with Beijing and Moscow strengthening their ties. Ukraine's president says he's willing to meet with his Chinese counterpart, though a meeting between China and Russia's leaders appears more likely for now. Adding to the rising tensions, fresh questions about the origins of the COVID-19 pandemic. The U.S. Energy Department concluding with low confidence that it likely originated from an accidental lab leak in Wuhan, China. Two sources telling NBC News key lawmakers were told that during a classified briefing.
We need to have public hearings on this and really dig into it.
But there are deep divisions within the U.S. intelligence community, with other agencies reaching conflicting conclusions. China denies the lab allegation, but has blocked access to key elements of the investigation, leading many to conclude we may never have a definitive answer.
The White House says its multi-agency investigation into COVID's origins is aimed at preventing another pandemic, promising to share any findings whenever that's appropriate. Meanwhile, a House committee on China will hold its first public hearing tomorrow night. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Appreciate that, Alice. Now, as candidates emerge on the right, so far there's no clear challenger to President Biden from the left. That's why some analysts say the president is striving for a more centrist message as he looks ahead to the general election. Now to that dire situation unfolding out west. California mountains have been battered by a winter wallop as rural communities east of Los Angeles are still buried under snow, leaving some residents stranded there. NBC's Dana Griffin is in Crestline today, where people are simply trying to get help.
Let me show you just how dire conditions are here in Crestline, California. Take a look behind me. This is the only grocery store in town. If you look through those windows, this is not a reflection. The roof caved in, and this is the aftermath. Rows and rows of food now covered under piles of snow and debris. But I want to show you the beautiful part of this story. The residents have come together to try to help each other get through this really tough time. We've got so much food here. This is a makeshift distribution center. We've got protein shakes. You've got pancake mix. You've got diapers, even baby formula. These are the items that people desperately need, because a lot of them have been closed off from areas they cannot get out of their homes. And this store that we just showed you is now compromised. And I want to show you just a line of people who have been waiting for more than an hour in this community just to be served with some of the items that they could use. Again, food, medicine, even pet food. You got to understand there are people with animals, and this isn't a lot of food. This is, just enough to get them through the next few days. And the concern is, come Friday, when another storm is expected to hit this area, how can this community withstand it? So a lot of people are just hoping and bracing for more help to come as they weather this storm.
That was NBC's Dana Griffin reporting from Crestline, California. And as always, we want to send our best to everybody out there. Please stay safe and just be together. All right, well, coming up on the evening edition, Chief Meteorologist Justin Mosley with your complete Weather Authority forecast. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.